What's going on, people? Welcome back to another JSTV back again. And tonight it's going to be a different show. Tonight it's called Newcastle season so far. And we're going to go through the games we've been playing and who's impressed and the games and which games we like and which games you don't like as well. And I've got two guys going to help us along tonight. I've got Paul, as usual. Hi to you, Paul, sponsored by Arteta.
I thought I had to get it. I'm trying to do funny taglines every time, so that was the one I thought of as soon as I thought about this season. I was like, well, that's it, isn't it? It's disgraceful. It's terrible. What a terrible season we're having.
We are.
Sack Eddie Howe. Sack him now. Sack him.
Get him gone. Get him gone. Get Davis to the audience. Joking. And I've got one from Stephen. Hi, Stephen. What the tune? Hi to you, mate.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. I hope everyone's well.
Great stuff. And guys, like the video, like what you watch, make sure you like and subscribe. If you'd like to become a member, it's just 99p. And if you'd like to super chat, then super chat is open and you can just put in what you like to donate. So there you go. And let's go through the comments. Big up to Gary V. I hope you're great. First in the queue. Hi to Leslie. I hope you're having a fantastic day. And I read you a lot. You follow me. And you always do. Always do. You're the leader. You are the leader. And please like and share to socials to help the channel grow. And let's see what chats we just mentioned as well. Thank you. And hi to Gabby, hi to Les, and hi to Gareth, and everyone in the chat as well. So, yeah, we're going to go through the season so far. And we start with eighth in a minute in the seventh in the Premier League. So, we're in a great position at this moment in time. No alarms yet. We're still in touch with the Champions League for next season as well. And let's get to start in the August game. We played Villa, Man City, Liverpool, all in August as well. And you can say Brighton as well before the international break as well. We picked up 3 points, Paul, from those 4 games. Yes, we beat Villa by 5-1. Very impressive. Tonali scored on his debut as well. And then we got lost to Man City and we lost to Liverpool. We should have won that game. And against Brighton, they outplayed us anyway. So, Paul, the first 4 games, it was real tough, very, very tough.
Oh, just went off a bit there. Yeah, I mean, they did the start, didn't they, that we had the hardest start out of anybody by quite a distance, really. Start off with Villa, who are, they're coming into the season and they're showing themselves already that they're looking to push into the top 5, top 4 this season, and they're definitely making a good account this year. Then you got Man City straight after, which is, a really tough game. But you just hope you catch them when it's early season when they're not normally at their best. Yeah. I mean, the Villa game was really good. I felt that we were very strong. Eddie Howe really punished that really poor high line that, Emery does get caught out on, and we really, really exploited that. I mean, yeah, it's sad to think back when that starting 11, what we ended up with now, because there's just so many players that we're missing. But it is what it is. But yeah, it is some amazing finishing there. Tonali scoring was a dream. Isaac scoring some unbelievable goals, especially that cheeky, flick and stuff. That was brilliant, really good. So that was nice to get that win. And then Man City was a close game. I thought that was quite tight. We didn't embarrass ourselves at Man City, did we, by any means?
No.
Some people were predicting that we were going to get absolutely, smashed, and we held our own, really. I mean, we weren't brilliant by any chance. We kind of, kept defensive. But then the biggest compliment I felt that, Pep came out and said that he changed his tactics literally because of Newcastle. Can't get much of a bigger compliment than that, because he even said, I'm not going to attack them outright because they'll destroy us. So that was a nice compliment. Then we just kind of, like you said, we just kind of came up against it a little bit with the toughness of the games we had. Brighton in particular, out of the first four, I felt that one was showing that we were a bit, just not quite there. Luckily for us, we had an international break. I remember doing the show after the Brighton game, John. You probably do as well. And the prats on Twitter were, Eddie Howe, get Eddie out. He's not good at the job anymore. And we were like, just calm down, take a breath. And then when we'll probably do the next couple of games in a minute. But, let's just say when we came back after the international break, we absolutely smashed it. We were unbelievable. Like, we really were. Some of those results after the international break are phenomenal. So it was a tough start to the season. I'd like to see other teams have that start and get more points than we did, because it is what it is. Anyone can lose to Man City, and Brighton on their day. As much as people get frustrated by that result, Brighton on their day can beat anybody. They really can. They are a very good squad. Some of the results haven't been their best, but De Zerbi's a good coach. He'll probably be Man City manager if Pep leaves.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, can you hear us, Paul? Can you hear us?
I can now, yeah.
Oh, so because Leslie said your sound's gone off, which it did.
It kind of, it went a bit up and down, yeah.
Thank you very much indeed.
All good now, mate. We're all good.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, the signs as well before the start of the new season, Stephen. I mean, we've got some great signs came through. Livramento, Harvey Barnes came through the door as well. Sancho Tonali as well for 52 million quid. And obviously got banned until the end of the season, unfortunately, for betting as well. I mean, if it's giving marks out of 10 for our transfer window, how many marks out of 10 would you give us? With Livramento, Barnes, Lewis Hall came in as well, by the way. For me, I would give it between 7 and 8.
I would have gone for 8. I think every player that we've actually got in has performed. Hall is still a little bit, we'll just say, a little bit of nerves still, but I think he's going to get there. Livramento, absolutely from the first minute he came on the pitch, absolutely blinding, absolutely fantastic. Man United game was unbelievable. And as far from what I can see, his performance in that game and that goal assist, to me, that's the best goal so far this season. To take the ball off him, I wouldn't say it's the best, because, but it's is that he took the ball off a Man United player, he ran past two, got between two more, was able to pass the ball over to Almiron, perfect, and he is the buyer this season. I think if he'd have maybe took a chance on him a bit earlier in the season, might have seen more from him. But we've had a squad which, before the last month and a half, we were having the injuries. Now we're depleted. So he took a chance on him, and it's paid off. Big
100%.
time.
100%. Yeah. 35
I know the
million
last
quid.
game.
Go on, Karen. Go on.
I know the last game, we got into that with the very, very depleted side. It's been the worst depleted side I've seen in years. And Livramento did his best. There's not much else you could have asked for. Bournemouth were on fire. They haven't got the injuries we've got. So they were going to be the tougher team on the day. They were going to be the better team. We were just, to go up front with not a recognised striker, even though Joe Linton is classed as a forward, but, is more of a midfielder as he's been this season. We didn't have a recognised striker on that pitch. All midfield. And defence. Defence was so depleted. Technically, there was only 3 defenders on the pitch.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, completely depleted. And international breaks come at a fantastic time because, look, at the end of the day, I mean, they just keep come thick and fast. It's like a twice a week Champions League. You've got the Carabao Cup and the Premier League as well. The FA Cup's coming soon. We haven't got a strong enough team at this moment in time, and I'll tell you for why. Because we're just weak. I mean, you've got 13 players out, and the thing of the matter is, we need to get those players back in. PSG is coming around the corner in 2 weeks' time, right? We can't go to the partner plants with this squad, Paul. We just cannot. Or we're just going to get whipped.
It will just be that we win 1-0 rather than 5-0.
We got 10 matches. 10 matches after the international break till Christmas. Just after Christmas. 10.
Busy schedule.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is it.
7 Premier League. 7 Premier League, 1 Carabao Cup, and 2, Champions Leagues. We got to get our players back for after this next 2 weeks, because if not, we're going to suffer.
Yeah, I've got to agree with you, Steve. But we need to get some more players in January. We have to, because we definitely need a striker. That's way at top of the list as well. I can't lie. I mean, Callum Wilson, loving the bits, and Isak as well. Both injured, but we need someone's going to come. We need 3 strikers. You can't go in season with 2. I have a feeling that Barca could possibly want De Zerbi sometime in the future. That's from Gary V. I think he'd be brilliant. I think he'd be absolutely brilliant there. And I'll tell you what, he's done a bit of bob out as well from the FA, saying that he does 80% of our referees. Hi to you. Easy, isn't it? I love coffee. Hi to you. Someone would like to know what's happened to Saniola and other
it's mental.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? It's getting worse and worse. Not a dicky blow for the Prem, not a dicky blow as well. And it's funny now, it's not a Newcastle player. You don't hear it's a dicky bird unless it's Sackley. You don't hear now at all. It does, Les. I agree. Big up to John from America. Hi to you, mate. You can build a great team with all the players we've got out absolutely killing us right now. You know what, mate? You're absolutely right. You're definitely not wrong. And Leslie agrees with you as well. Totally agree. Like I said, looking at the Liverpool game as well, we were comfortable. We're going to go to 0. Van Dijk got sent off, Steve. And then after when Miggy hit the post after an amazing run. And the thing is, though, it doesn't matter. You've got to be 10 men at home. You have to. And then Darwin Núñez come in and he just destroyed us.
I think with that game, what set the rot on there was when Isak's goal got disallowed, VAR. That goal wasn't offside. Definitely was not offside.
That was last season.
But there wasn't in the other game. This game, there was something happened and we should have had. No, was it a?
No,
something happened in that game.
This is a season.
Yeah, and something happened, and he should have had the goal. And they said no, and from there on, I can't remember. It was something happened in that game, and we should have been 2-0 up.
Yeah, no, Van Dijk thought him done professional foul, and he got sent off for it.
Yeah, but we should have had, we should have had a second goal there. Now, if we'd have gone in, and we'd have had that 2-0 thing, I don't think Liverpool would have got us. I don't think it would have been. I think we would have had a goal there, and I think that's what cost us that game. Was that not getting that second goal? If we'd have had that second goal, that we'd have won the game. There's no way they would have had us.
No, I mean, Miggy hit the post as well, and with an amazing run, which is so unlucky. And I want to see more of that from him, Paul. I mean, Miggy. I mean, on this day, I like him on the left-hand side when he played against United. I thought he looked really good on the left-hand side, and I think he's better there. But I mean, Foxy knows that winds him up, a bit frustrated. But at the end of the day, I mean, we love Foxy. He knows that. He knows I love Miggy, by the way. And you know what? His work rate as well. And he is so. The one thing about Miggy is so predictable, right? They can work him out easy, and they have done. And you know what? When he's on it, he's on it. He's scored 3 goals this season, And you know what? I mean, he's had some good games.
He's definitely one of our more Marmite players for fans. He's someone who really does divide the fan base. I've met so many Newcastle fans who either absolutely love Miggy and can't say a bad word about him, or I meet the other half of Newcastle fans that absolutely can't stand him and think he's absolutely terrible. So he's kind of one of those players where, he just divides opinion. But on his day, he is brilliant. I mean, look, again, I felt that he was one of our best players against PSG. I thought he was amazing against PSG. Really good in that game. You know, and again, like I thought he's been good at times. He does, again, there's times where you think, what are you doing? You know, it does frustrate you when he's so one-footed, and it's like, you know, and you're screaming at him, shoot, 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 but he can't because he's not confident. And you're like, oh, you know, and again, defenders know to, you know, to not let him get onto his strongest foot, you know, and play him onto his weak foot because he's just not confident. And it's just one of those things that it gets frustrating for Newcastle fans because we all know, I mean, teams have figured out for a long time now that Trippier and him do the overlap. That got figured out last season, you know, because we were doing that and it's working quite well. But teams have, you know, they've caught on that we do that quite often. So, you know, it's a difficult one with that one. But, you know, I like Miggy. I think he's a very good squad player. Choose my words carefully there. I feel that we can probably get a stronger starting, you know, player in the future. But again, like for me, having Almiron on the bench, I still think that's a powerful substitute to have because him running at a tight defence is good, you know. And I think that I'm glad that he pulled out of the squad. That was good. I was happy to see that because I'm just hoping we wrap him up. Just wrap him up and cut him all. And let's hope he's back after the 2-week break with Wilson and Isaac because we need him.
We need him badly. Totally agree. And Les is asking, is he over? I believe he is. Big up to Ronald from Newcastle Fans TV. I hope you're great, Ronald. I missed your message yesterday and I just missed it as we closed the show. I do apologize on that, Ronald. And so like I said as well, I mean, you've got some players coming through. I mean, we talked about Lewis Hall, Livermental, Harvey Barnes coming, did some good stuff as well, but he's off injured as well. I mean, he could be out. He could be back very, very soon, Steve. I mean, we said January, but he's going to come back next month, quicker than expected, and we could do with him, man.
Yeah, it could be great to have him back, but what we got to be careful of is bringing players back too quick. How many times we brought a player back too quick and bang, he's injured straight away again. So that's what we're going to have to be very careful of. We can't afford to bring someone back that's, you know, what's he like before when he's has injuries and he's come back? You know, I mean, has he been one that could get in straight away and carry on? Or has he got injured quite quick before? We've got to be careful. And I'm hoping they're checking into these things to make sure that can't happen. You know? Yeah.
I mean, look, Jacob Murphy came too quick for me, but you've got to take the time. You've got to treat him carefully. You know what I mean? Like Stenbomb's got a knee injury as well. Do you rush him back in for the PSG game if he's caught? You can't do that. You can't. You've got important games coming up as well. And, you know, we've got Man United. I'd rather him came back against Man United. You know what I mean? And, you know, if he does come back. I heard a lot of people, Paul, I mean, saying about Stenbomb's going to find it tough going walking straight into the side again because Jamal Lascelles is doing so well at the minute. Like, I can't lie. I think he's one of the better players on the pitch.
Mate, I tell you, this is, we said it a few times, that Jamal Lascelles has turned his career upside down. You know, I'm not going to lie, you know, no one will disagree with me that under Bruce, sorry to mention his name, but, you know, under Bruce, he's someone that we were all like, no offense to Jamal, because I do think he's brilliant. A lot of us would have liked to have seen the back of him. If an offer came in for him, we would have probably sold him or driven him there ourselves because he was so poor under Steve Bruce, as were many players, to be fair. And then under Howe, he hasn't had much, you know, he hasn't had many games under Howe, really, when you put it all into perspective. But when, you know, what I love about Lascelles is that he could have easily been one of these players that gets annoyed, throws his toys at the pram because, you know, Trippier comes in as, you know, I know that Lascelles is the club captain, but Trips is really, you know, everyone knows that Trips is like the captain. You know, it's just one of those things that it just is because he outranks him with experience. But that's what I really like about Lascelles. He's taken that really well. When he's come on in the past, he's done it professionally. And when he's been, you know, I bet Howe probably had a meeting with him, said that Botman's going to be out for, you know, they still don't even, you know, obviously we know that Eddie lies. But the last interview, Eddie was like, they still don't know what's up with Botman, which is a worry. So I think he must have called him in and said, like, look, chap, you know, I need you. Like, you're going to have to find something inside of you and, you know, be a rock for us. And to be fair, he's been phenomenal, like proper captain material. Again,
Yeah.
if he ever left the club, I mean, actually, I hope he doesn't. I hope he stays for a long time now. Even if he is a bit pup legs, I don't think he'd mind. If he did leave us, I tell you what, he'd have so much respect for the Newcastle fans because, like I said, he's done it in the right way. And look at this. This is probably some of the best form I've seen him since he came in under Rafa. I would probably say it's probably, I don't know, would you say this is his best run with Newcastle ever? Maybe. Some of the performances have been that good that, they're up there, aren't they? Because he lost some of his game for a bit, and he's come back and he looks, again, he looks really good. So
yeah.
I'm pretty sure, no offense to him, I'm pretty sure if Botman's 100% fit, no offense to the Cells, Botman probably does walk straight back into the back four. Just is what it is. But, again, he's someone where if we're playing a FA Cup game against a hard team and we want to give Botman a night off, I have no issue at all with Lascelles stepping in because 100%. We've seen how good he can be. So fair play to you, buddy. Thanks for your service and keep it up because it's been good to have you because, my God, if we didn't have him, I don't know what we would have been doing.
I agree. Totally agree. He's been a rock at the back as well.
Yeah.
When he faced Mbappe off, he did really well. We're going to comment later
amazing.
On as well.
Yeah.
But ghosts in comments as well. Keep them coming in, please, guys. We'll come back stronger in 2 weeks' time. That's from Jolly. I have to agree. And by the way, Jolly, thank you so much for your kind donation a couple of years ago. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much indeed. I think I left you a message as well. Ronald said, I'm not for Newcastle Fans TV. I thought he was for Newcastle Fans TV. It was one of the chatters as well. I do apologise. We got one of they took their time with Willock and he seems to be in a good place. I agree. Roddy said, the Lascelles has been brilliant, 100%. Fair play to the Lascelles. Also, keeping his club captain is great by Eddie, despite some criticism from a few. Do you know what? His contract's up at the end of the season, Jamal Lascelles, and I'll probably believe that he probably got a new contract in my opinion.
100%. Yeah.
I think he deserves it, to be fair.
Yeah, me too.
I believe Wilson, Biggie, and Isak will be back after the break. Barnes, Anderson, possibly 2 weeks after all of their bouts. Just praying there's no more injuries. And also, Leslie, I hope Bruno and Joe come back unscathed from Brazil as well. And we need to. And we got one thing. Big up to Gavin Mack. Hi to Gavin Mack. We're back stronger. I totally agree. I hope you're okay. And guess it's in the house, people. Foxy! I don't think he wanted to come off Saturday because John was booing him. I was at the match on Saturday, and I'm shame on you, John.
That's shocking form from you, John. Shocking form, that.
I tell you what, if it's a court case, am I guilty or not guilty? I think the jury's out of that one there, but that is not good. But we do love Miggy, and you know what? I wish him a speedy recovery, and I'm glad he pulled out Paraguay national team as well. Botman has been under a specialist in Holland. It's looking like he won't need an op. That's in Gary V. That's a lesson. And apparently he's back. Just say he's back. And Foxy's in the house, of course. Need Baba Jolly. Thank you, my guy. And also, he came back from training ground Thursday, Friday less, apparently. The only thing missing from Lascelles is this knack of getting a goal here and there. Defending first, by the way, that we've been important then. Goals come later on. Simple as that. Did we all freak out when Longstaff went down? Do you know what? He looked at a bad place when he went down.
Eddie Howe had a baby when he went down. he couldn't believe it. He was on a different planet, Eddie Howe. He was like, are you kidding me?
Wow. Did you see his face? Did you see his face as well?
Yeah. He was like, what? Yeah. Luckily got up because I was having kittens when I saw that. I was like, oh my life, what are we doing? Who are we going to put on the pitch? Honestly, like, fourth official, is he fit? Does he want a game?
I had someone said to me in Bournemouth, right, and I had to take my shit off because I was quite warm. And one of the guys says, "Are you going on the pitch like John?" I said, "I'd love to. I have my boots on." No, I mean, they said he could do with us up front as well. Do you know what I mean? All the hustle and bustle. Do you know what I mean? And nah, and I'm not fit enough. I'm not fit enough, by the way. Big up to George, by the way. Hi to George. Long time no here. Hope you're good. and freak out or pass out to John. John will let you know. And big up to George in the court as well. Let's go on to October. We're going to do the Premier first, then back to the Champions League so far. October, we're going to talk about that. Please keep those comments coming in. Thank you. We played, if memory serves us correctly, I think it was Brentford at home in September. And then we played Sheffield United in the same month. And then we played Manchester City in the Carabao and Newcastle against Burnley in September. So we had a pretty good September after the Brighton. When he came back, Steve, we had a pretty good month. I mean, 8-0 against Sheffield United was a highlight of the month as well. I mean, Anthony Gordon was outstanding.
That was a hell of a game. You know, I expect us to go there, you know, put maybe 3-0 maybe. And it was just unbelievable. I was in shock watching that game. Unbelievable. I was in shock. I just sat there watching it, and they were all about records. They were on about, whatever, you know, this record, that record. You know, 8, you know, different scorers.
Yes.
In a game. Unbelievable. You know, and the only team that had done that before there was 7 different scorers. They won 8-0 was Man United, but there was 7 different scorers. And we had 8-0. It was just like, whoa. You know, it's unbelievable. I was in shock watching that game. It was unbelievable. The whole squad was just playing out their skins, and the Sheffield United players were just looking disheveled. It was like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
You know, the fans were walking out the stadium. You know, it was just unbelievable. And that, to me, is not loyalty to your team. You know, fans are walking out.
Unbelievable, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant. What a performance. I think I've got one from Joy. I'll read you out in a minute. The camera keeps chopping out pixels.
Yeah, it does happen now and again.
It does. Don't know what's happened there, but I had to look into that as well. It doesn't look the greatest as well. But I got app on back, and that should have been it should work properly as well. Do apologise, but I'll get that, seen that too as well. Thanks for that, mate. Even though we've already lost 4 league games, we're still only 6 points off the top 4 position. Plenty of time to pull it back. Exactly.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. It's lots of time. It's a long season. Things can change as well. And I said I'm blurring, but not the others. I tell you what, it could be the light sort of thing.
Oh,
sorry, guys. It's not, but we go with it. Do apologise as well. And 1 point, let's say on 1 point.
Oh, yeah, your volume's gone again, my friend.
Yeah, can you hear us now?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, audio's going, my friend, buddy. Okay, I'll carry on for you, buddy. No worries.
Yeah.
Well, what we set? Was it set? Oh, sorry, you're back.
Jamie, if it goes off again, I'm going to take off the mic. I'll do it.
All right, mate. All right.
Yeah, players views okay, look okay to me. I haven't seen out as Ronald and look okay to me. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much indeed for that as well. So we talked about the 8 as well. I mean, I thought dropping out. I'm not dropping out at all. Well, I did once or twice. Do apologise. Yeah, we touched on that. We touched on the Sheffield United game. We Brentford was 1-0. Callum Wilson penalty as well. We played Burnley and we won 2-0. It wasn't a great performance. We just got the job done against Burnley. They made it tough for us, by the way. Really tough for us.
That's it, mate. I mean, I felt that after all that nonsense, I remember we were saying it before, like all that nonsense after the Brighton game, all those, well, not everyone, obviously, some mad people going, get Eddie Howe out, blah, 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 absolute rubbish. Like I said, when we came back, we just looked we looked much better. Obviously, probably had some time with the lads away from the Premier League, which was good. We needed it, and they just looked brilliant. We're in a really good place. I mean, we absolutely decimated some teams in that little period of time, and we just looked really cohesive. And it didn't, I couldn't see us getting beat in that little period. We didn't, we just a bit, again, people were worrying about. I remember people getting worried about the squad when Man City, when we were playing Man City. Did an amazing job. Tino in particular was just phenomenal in that game. And that was a phenomenal result that we had there. And like you say, like Burnley, like that's a tough game because they're fighting for their lives down there, and they're sometimes your harder games. Even though you'd think that Man City, Arsenal, all those, they might be your hardest games. Sometimes, they're the banana skin, aren't they? The people like Burnley or Sheffield. So doing a professional job there. It says a lot about the lads getting that done. Even if it was a bit ugly, who cares? You got That's what I was kind of hoping from the Bournemouth result, that we were just going to get an ugly result and leave. But it wasn't to be. But yeah, it was a really positive comeback after. Not that bad, but again, some people are getting a bit nervous for no reason. Eddie Howe's got it, mate. He's fine.
Yeah. Obviously had a good game, brilliant game against Burnley as well. I'll go with Foxy as well. And there's a bit of magic for Miggy. Yes, I agree. I'm a big Miggy fan. I love Miggy, by the way, guys. So don't worry about that as well. And in that same month as well, we played Man City in the Carabao Cup. I thought we were excellent that day. I thought Livermental, Steve, was outstanding that game. And I thought we were the better team. Scored a good goal. And then even to put on Phil Foden on the second half, didn't pick up Erling Haaland. I thought we were brilliant that day. I thought we held out. I thought we battled well. And we've seen it through.
Yeah, it was a fantastic game. It was, I think where Guardiola made the mistake was he didn't bring his subs on early enough. And I think we already ruled the game. We already had everything up. We were 1-0 up. We kept everything tight. We defended quite well. And they weren't going to get us. And they tried to bring on the subs, but it wasn't going to work. It was too late by then. And I think we held them out. It was a bit jittery towards the end. But every time they got the ball, we just closed them down. We just would not let them in our box. And it was one of the best defensive games I've seen this season, other than Man United. Both Carabao Cup games. And I think we played out last game. Because when we played, if you think of the United game, we put out a team, 6 players that are not regular starters. And we held them big time. I know we had to bring Almiron on early because player got injured. But then, that led to Livermento's goal. But we didn't bring other players on till midway through the second half. But we ruled the roost before then, and against a first team Man United.
Yeah, absolutely. You're going to comment on Man United in a bit as well. I mean, Pep gave us some compliments in that game as well, Paul, after the game, saying how good we were and made it difficult for Man City as well. I thought, you know what? I think Pep says some nice things about Newcastle United, doesn't he? He always does.
Got a lot of time for Pep. He's someone who loses with dignity. Not always, but to us, he loses with dignity. He doesn't do what our lovely number one fan Arteta does and have an absolute toys at the pram fit. But yeah, he's always been quite classy towards Newcastle. Pep. He's always said he hates going to St James's Park in the nicest way possible. Until Bruce came, Blue Mourinho had never won a game against Newcastle in his career. He used to say it was like a curse was on him with his little, he was like a mini magpie, Mourinho said, because of his connection with Bobby. So yeah, we have been like that poison challenge for some teams, and yeah, Man City have been on the end of a few shocking results against us. That one under Rafa in particular, like no one saw that one coming in particular. So it's been an unhappy ground for Pep, and long may it continue.
Yeah, Absolutely. Long may it continue. He'd probably want a job soon. Nah, I can't see it. I think I think he'll not leave Man City. Go on, Steve.
I think he will. I heard if the England job come up, I think he'd be interested because he's done everything at Man City now. So what's left for him to do? And if an England job came up, I think he'd take it. I think if he got offered it, I think he'd take it. He did say a few years back he would be interested, but not until he's done Champions League with Man City.
Exactly. But I think
he'd be imagine that type of football in England squad. Yeah. Imagine that type of football in England squad. Wow, what a refreshing time that would be.
Yeah. And players like Longstaff, who should have a chance to get in there, Gordon, they're not even getting picked, not even to go along with the squad. They might not get on the field, but they're not even getting called up. And not
even called up today. When obviously, I'm glad they're not in a selfish way for Newcastle. I'm glad they weren't called up, but obviously a few players dropped out, and then he's called up. Another couple of forwards, and it's like, what? He's picked Eze, and I was like, what? Okay, like weird. And then Cole Palmer. It's like, well, is that just because he's literally just scored a penalty yesterday? Is that the only reason he's been called up?
Could be. Yeah. I don't get him at all. I don't get Southgate at all whatsoever. At the end of the day, I'm not being funny, but at this moment in time, I just think Southgate for you unfair. That's Southgate for you. But
he's not a successful club manager to me. He's never been a club manager that was successful enough to me. So how the hell did he get the international job?
Because he's worked with Sam Allardyce, and obviously at the time I thought it was a cheap option. But at the end of the day, I mean, to them, he's done a good job to them. But
of course, yeah.
He got to the final of the Euros.
They love him.
We could have won it. They do love him. They do.
He says yes to everything. They love him.
It's just his tactics. His tactics just don't play off when we need to.
Too cautious.
We get through the qualifiers. We play these shit teams, and then we end up in the group stage in the World Cup. Yeah, we have a couple of cheap, easy games, one tough game, but as soon as we get into the knockout stages, we end up against the big boys. We should have beat Italy. We should have beat France, mate. Honestly, his tactics were wrong. He should have brought on the subs earlier. And it was too late.
Exactly.
Harry Kane bottled the penalty. Simple as that. He bottled the penalty.
Yeah. I'm afraid he did. Let's go to some comments as well, guys. Do keep them coming in. And we're going to go to November's games and Champions League as well. We're going to discuss Champions League bit as well in a bit. Got one from Ronald. Anyone type of Eddie Howe out? Iron knows not about football or Mackems. Exactly.
Very true.
Very true. Thank you, Ronald. Thank you. Small-minded, small pleasure as well. Indeed. We will start getting the placky lads now, Les. It's unfortunate, but true. Now, I heard a lot about this as well, calling people plastic fans, yeah? There's a lot of people who's got season holders for years and years and years, yeah? I mean, if they go for over 30 years, don't call them plastics, will you? Because they know a lot more. But that's all I'm going to say on that. But I've seen it on social media, but I'm not going to say any more than that. I don't care what kind of fans are, but true fans, put respect on Eddie's name. He's allowed us to dream again. Exactly. Totally agree. And we're allowed to do it. Not wrong at that. I don't believe there are even Newcastle fans who are honest, yeah? That is very, very true. And how we outdraw is a Carbo, that's unbelievable. City, Man U, and Chelsea. Do you know what it is, right? We got our full players, fit players back. I think the Chelsea defence can be got at. Because the thing is, they love going forward. We just pick them off with speed. And it will happen. Imagine players actually earning a place in England's squad.
Imagine that. Never. Players actually never. He's an FA yes man. That's in Gary. He's a puppet, an absolute puppet. So true. It's so true.
Exactly. That's why years ago they didn't want Brian Clough, because I tell you, without Brian Clough, we'd win the World Cup under Brian Clough. I'll tell you that, no doubt about it. But they got it so wrong, didn't they? The poor player Southgate has is great, but he is crap. He is, like our mate said, poo. Personally, don't mind players like Essie and Palmer getting called up as they're both brilliant, but I think everyone's sick of Maguire, Hendel, Phillips getting called up. And how can Tamari's not get a start? Exactly my point. Tamari is class. And
I'm not angry at Eze and Palmer getting called up. It's more just, again, it's just, it's just the weird other choices that he makes. It's just, like you said, Maguire and how is Henderson still getting called up? That's a shambles. That really is a shambles, that.
Do you know what it is to Gareth Southgate, right? It's to him, the place guys just mates. They're not professionals, just mates. Do you know what I mean? Let's be real, all right? I mean, someone has had their time. Jordan Henson had his time, yeah? Get him in the bin. Sorry, but you know what? I mean, Calvin Phillips, yeah? Don't get us wrong. When he does come on, he looks good, but he's injury prone. And you know what? He's picking players that hardly play. Do you know what I mean? It should be England B team, not England A team. But luckily, he's got Harry Kane and he's got Jude Bellingham, we're going to pin our hopes for those two players, yeah? And I'll tell you what, if we don't win this competition next year, when are we ever going to win it? I do not know.
Yeah.
I do not know.
It'd be interesting if we... Sorry, Matt.
Harry Kane is on fire at the moment, isn't he? 17 goals.
17, yeah.
In 11 games.
Yeah. That's what gets you 94 million, done it. 94 million quid. And I tell you what, he's on fire in the Bundesliga. He really is. And I tell you what, he's playing his best football ever, in my opinion. And he's just going to get better and better and better. I can see him seeing that for 4 years. I think he'll be at Bayern for 4 years. I really do.
Well, the goal he scored against Dortmund from, you talk about in your own half, hit it. On about that, Shelby he's playing for a Turkish team. He hit a ball on the weekend from his own half, similar to Harry Kane, but more on the right side, and went over the top of the keeper. Absolutely fantastic Shelby goal.
Yeah, beautiful goal. Beautiful goal. I mean, I hope Shelby does well in Turkey. I really, really do. Let's go on to the next comment before we go on to next set of games. Anyone else started to appreciate Harry more since going to Germany? I never wanted to give him credit as I hate Tottenham. Good on you. But I do like Postecoglou, by the way, because Celtic's resetting the team, and I do like Postecoglou, and I think he's done a fantastic job at Tottenham, despite losing the last two games. Let's go on to the next set of batch of games as well. In October, we played West Ham away, Palace at home, Wolves away as well. And do you know what it is, right? I mean, we dropped some points, especially away from home. 2-1 up against West Ham, 2-1 up against Wolves, and we dropped 4 points there. But listen, at the end of the day, right? I mean, Palace, Port, very impressive against Palace. 3 goals up at half time, and we just got the job done.
Yeah, mate, that's it, isn't it? It was a rough couple of games, wasn't it? Apart from the Palace game, Wolves in particular, we just it's a bit like the Amex. We have a hoodoo on some of these stadiums where we just seem to play terrible. Bournemouth included, we hardly ever play well at the Vitality Stadium. So we just have this weird thing where we have to play awful against Wolves. We should have been, when we went 2-1 up, we should be seeing it out, and it was just the equaliser was so poor on our end. Still frustrating to think about how easy it was for them, but it is what it is. At least we got away with a point. Same with West Ham. Again, we're 2-1 up. Again, West Ham weren't really doing much, and then for me, I just felt like we gave them too much space. And if I'm being ultra critical, I still feel that Pope probably should be doing a little bit better. But again, I'm being ultra harsh, maybe there. But yeah, we just these are the things. These are the things that I'm not demanding it straight away, but in the future, they're the games that we're going to be aiming for to win. Like, we have to see this out in the future. If we're going to ever have any serious title channel, challenge or whatever, in the future season, do you know what I mean? Those are the games you can't be you can't be drawing. You can't, you have to go there and grind out the 2-1 and all that. So you learn from it. That's what I like about Eddie that I love his attitude, because anytime we do that or lose, he's always got the same attitude that he watches what's gone wrong and tries to improve it for the next game. So that's why we all love Eddie, because he doesn't shy away, he doesn't talk rubbish. He just says, you know what, got it wrong, didn't play well. Let's see what we can do next time.
100%. You don't see any excuses from him as well, and you don't see him making excuses about referees too. But we move. I feel a bit sorry for Kieran because he's out of loyalty. He wasted 2 years too long at Tottenham, which is quite true. Simon Jordan's slating Kane in a slower league and is an impressive player. You know what, Simon Jordan, I can't take him seriously. He talks sense sometimes, but when it comes out of comments like that, I'm sorry, I ain't having it at all whatsoever. I'm not having it at all whatsoever. Sorry. Bayern might not even win the league. Leverkusen looks phenomenal under Alonso. Great business from Zelen Diaby and bringing in Boniface. And I never heard of Boniface until today. And I heard he's been really, really good as well. And Alonso plays at the back three and 3-4-3, and he looks absolutely brilliant. Kane has quality supporting him. That's why he's breaking scoring records. Absolutely. There's a few at Bayern who would look at a place in our squad. I tell you what, it's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. How many just on Boniface Fox? I think he did in the summer. They got him in Belgian club, USG. Yes, they have. I was thinking about Boniface Gary if he's just signed, but I don't think he'll be going anytime soon, and that's that as well. Yeah, I mean, look, end of the day, Palace is it's impressive. Wolves, we could have won that game, and West Ham, you know what, we did a very good goal by Kudos as well. Let's go on to November, which is this month. Yeah, apart from Dortmund and Bournemouth, it's been a pretty good month. We beat United, we beat Arsenal. The one at Old Trafford, Paul, I tell you what a result. I mean, it was a third string team, really, to be fair. Emil Kraft came in, Dobbett played, Lewis Wall came in as well. And you know what? Even the Cells, they all played fantastic, all played their part.
And it's even sweeter that it's Man United. It's a nicer result when we beat Man United as well, just because there's so much about Man United. Some of the fans are nice, but yeah, most of the things about Man United really annoy me. Their manager does my head in. He really does. He's boring. All his excuses just get so boring. It's like, shut up and actually start thinking about what you're doing wrong rather than blaming refs and blaming this and blame. He does. I don't know how Man United fans listen to him, because he'd do my head. If he was my manager, I'd be annoyed at him, how much he moans on. But there you go. And then it's just kind of like, again, like I'm not, I like the fact that Eddie wasn't saying it was revenge, but it was. It was a repeat of the final. We didn't really show enough of ourselves in the final, if we're honest. I just felt that was even nicer that we didn't even have anywhere near our best 11 out, and Man United is pretty much quite close to their normal 11, as much as their fans would say they didn't. They had a decent a squad that should have beaten our team, and they were nowhere near us. They couldn't even lay a glove on us that night. We were so good, and it was a really, really positive result. And now we've just got to we've got to do it again against a Chelsea team that look slightly better. I wouldn't say they're brilliant. Obviously, it was a really good game yesterday with Man City, like it really was. But Chelsea still showed a lot of their weaknesses yesterday with their defending and some of their naivety at times. So Chelsea, some people are acting as if Chelsea are back now. They're always out of nowhere. Chelsea are back. No, they're not. Like, it was a decent, it's a decent game, and Man City were quite. Again, I don't think Man City were very good yesterday. So it was just a fair, 4-4 was a fair result in the end. It was a great game.
Sorry about that.
Is that you?
No, that's mine. No, go on, carry on, mate.
Eddie calling you up.
It is actually. Yeah. But ignore them for the time being. Go on.
But yeah, that was So beating Man United in the Carabao Cup was just it was just a nice, really nice little have that. See you later. We'll play you again and we'll beat you again, because they're in a weird state of play at the moment. They needed a really sloppy goal against the Luton side that aren't great to beat them the other day. So they'll carry on. I'm sure they'll get rid of Ten Hag at some point because it's just, even though they're winning, it's still, that was another thing I saw the other day when people were like, oh, now you're behind Man United and they haven't been great. And it's just like, I don't care. I really don't. Like, I'd rather play like we have and not have 1 point less than Man United than play at Man United have and just luck into wins. So, it's weird. There's an obsession about Newcastle in some media. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Especially TalkSport. TalkSport seem obsessed with us.
They do, don't they? They do. You know what? They're all Newcastle fans, yeah? Indra Heath. Thanks very much for supporting the club. There you go. Howe United. How about Newton Heath? Yeah. We've gone back into the years, eh? Fox is chatting to Gary. Leverkusen's a perfect team for him. He gets lots of chances per game. Misses more than he should, to be honest. Brighton passed on the chance to sign him as well. If you're South American football, he is your guy. Anyone you should be looking in terms of 9 on the front line. We definitely need a striker in January, and I'm sure that'll come. Victor Osimhen would be nice, but I can't say that ain't happening anytime soon as well.
It's in January.
Well, I think he's got 1 year left on his contract, I think, after this one. So that's why I hear discouraged per chance is not great. So there you go. So guys, if you like what you watch, make sure you like and subscribe, and the rest as well. And let's go on to the adverts as well. And the first one I've got here is Tufts. JSTV is pleased to welcome their first partner, Tufts, the #1 destinations for classic football shirts that recreate famous vintage Newcastle shirt designs. In addition to these massive range of retro replica shirts, Tufts brings you Newcastle-inspired bucket hats featuring Bruno, Joe, Tonali, and more. Their products are manufactured at the Team Valley base, made by the fans for the fans. Check them out at tufts.com. Our exclusive JS discount code gets you 15% off all orders. Simply code JSTV15. And the next one as well is the Magpie store. We are also partnered by them. These guys are passionate about supporting Newcastle and providing fans with quality Newcastle clothing as well. Inspired clothing, do apologise. Their range includes hoodies and t-shirts featuring Gordon, Tiny, and more. Keep your eyes open as they continue adding to the product line. The Magpie store is a new store for a new dawn at Newcastle. They can be found at the Magpie store, all in one word, .co.uk. Quote our exclusive code JSTV10 for 10% off each order. And please contact JSTV via email if you also like to join our partnership team. Thank you very much indeed for that one. And let's go for some comments. And we've got one here from Ronnie again. Man, you got the results, but scrapping against clubs they should be beaten. And that's from Ronald. Foxy, that's what I heard. I read that. Sorry, guys. Marcos Leonardo Santos, 80 mil, over 20. He's ready now. I've heard a lot about this guy, and he is really, really good. I think he plays Santos, and Santos desperate because at the moment they're in the low regions of the table in their Brazilian team. And KG and Leonardo as class. And also as well, I read about Foxy was supposed to be interested. If so, hope we act quickly. And I'll tell you what, Bruno and Joe will look after him as well, for sure. We're going to the Arsenal game, Stephen, 1-0. It wasn't a great game, but he got the 3 points.
Oh, yeah, it was a fantastic game, man. I think at least 2 of the Arsenal players were lucky to stay on the pitch. It was a very dirty game. I think they were on our ankles all the time. And I think we played it well. It was touch and go at some points. I thought they were going to score against us, but our defence was just so tight. It was unbelievable. Well-worthy 3 points. I think we frustrated them big time. Arteta was absolutely beyond ridiculous with his antics. I think what he said about the game afterwards, saying, "Oh, this is ridiculous" and all that. But we watched the VAR. They made decisions. There was three decisions to make.
Yeah,
I think we were very lucky with the Joe Linton one. But I think the only reason I think they said no Joe Linton foul is because he actually jumped off his feet. He was coming down, so his hands went on the back of the player. It wasn't intentional. Joe Linton made contact with the ball, and Gordon put it in. Fair enough.
Yeah.
You know, these VAR decisions go with us or they go against us, and we've had too many go against us. So finally, we've had a good one go for us. Was the ball in? I don't know. You know, the different pictures have been shown of the ball with the line and everything. You know, some have been made up by other people trying to make out it was out. I don't know. But we got the decision. We won 1-0. Job done.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? Let's be real, right? I mean, the ball, in my opinion, wasn't out. It was not out at all. By millimeters.
It's been proved. It's been proved it was in.
It was in, just in.
Yeah.
But the thing was also, right, they stopped, right? I mean, they all stopped. Ben White was the one who should have picked it up. Ben White. And also, Raya deserves some blame as well because he missed the ball when the cross came in. He's persistent.
Yeah, he's snapping when
Well, you always say you play to the whistle. You 100%. Keep playing until the whistle.
I will never forget that Shelby goal against Sheffield. Was it Sheffield United? When they thought he was offside and he just walked the ball into the net, and then they were all like, nah, this ain't going to count. And when they got checked, it was like, no, it's fine.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that because they were all like, just leave him, just let him score because it's offside. And then it was proved he was onside. So you played to the whistle. The ball was in. Sorry, Arsenal fans. The ball was in. It's been proved more times than once. Gary Neville did a really good thing on Monday Night Football all about it, about how it looks out, but the curvature's in. Especially if you know anything about physics, if you half got a brain, that's why it looks out to the naked eye from one angle. In another angle, it looks even more in than anyway. And then it's not a foul. The still that they were using of Joe with his hands on his back, Gordon's already scored the goal on that still. So they need to stop showing that still picture because the ball's in the net when Joe's technically got his hands all over him. But, you know, should have been stronger. If he's stronger, we don't score the goal. So for me, it's not offside, it's not a foul, and it's not out. So it's a goal. And like Eddie said, and I think I agree with him, the thing that annoys me about it is that no one's talking about how good we were other than that. Because we were good in that game. And the only thing that's talked about is we got lucky with a goal. That's it. Other than the fact that we were very good defensively and we caused them to only have one shot on target.
And then the sportsmanship, not shaking his hand.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He didn't shake it. He didn't shake his hand, did he?
That's Jorginho.
Yeah. Absolutely disgusting.
That's Jorginho, but that's not good. Absolutely awful. We go to more comments as well. We're going to talk about the Champions League so far as well. Now we're here. And live in Thorpe. And got one from Gary. I quite like when Pedro that Brighton brought after Fab Romano said we were buying. We was often for quite a while, but at the end of the day, now comfort as well. This is the thing. Don't believe what the people say. Or listen to Newcastle United and or listen to our orders. That is it. But we go to the Champions League. We played Milan, Dortmund, and PSG, right? And we got a credible draw at San Siro, nils each. Then we played PSG and won by 4-1. We lost to Dortmund twice, home and away by a goal and 2-0. That really hurt as well. So, Paul, when the draw was made, how did you feel?
Just again, our luck already in the draw, in any draws, had already been half shot. I think we were still laughing at the fact. Was that before? I can't remember now the timing of events. Was that draw before we drew Man City, or was it after? Can you remember?
I think it was after. It was after we lost to Liverpool.
Yeah, was that before we drew we drew Man City in the Carabao? Yeah, was that before or after?
I think it was after it.
Because I think we were joking that we've got bloody Man City in the cup, and then when we've drawn Champions League, we've got the group of death. It's just like, are you kidding me? But on the opposite hand, it was like, you know what? On the other hand, bring it on. Because you know what? We'll go to PSG, we'll give them a game. We'll go to AC Milan, we'll give them a game. We'll go to Dortmund, we'll try and give them a game.
Yeah.
And like I say, even if we, I'm hoping it doesn't happen, but even if we finish bottom of that group, we haven't disgraced ourselves. We haven't embarrassed ourselves. And I think the lads have done a good job with, especially the last game with all the injuries. We still, technically, if Joe scores that header, we probably draw that game at worst. So, we haven't like embarrassed ourselves. And I'll never, no matter what happens in this Champions League, I will never forget that 4-1 with PSG ever. I won't forget that for another 20 years, how good that night was.
We were fantastic.
I can thank this squad and Eddie for that, because that was a special night for St James's Park. So no matter what happens now, we haven't disgraced ourselves. We've not, I think the most embarrassing team for England has been, sorry, Man United, I'm picking on you, but it has. Man United have been the embarrassment of the Champions League, because they just, again, this weird like performances they've been on. So they're more, and they should have walked that group with Bayern, and they're probably not even going to qualify if they carry on playing how they are. So if we come out third, I'd still be chuffed with that. I don't, being in Europa, that's fine by me. It really is. If we qualify, amazing. Looking a bit to get up against it now, but if we come third, I think that's a decent result for our first time being back in 20 years.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And that's what we things end of the day, right? If we don't qualify, if we finish bottom of the Champions League and we go out of the competition, you know what? We've enjoyed the ride. Yeah. Who would have thought we'd been there in the first place? I did expect to be Champions League.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know people look. I've got a mentality, right? I want to have. I'm ambitious. I want to win. I want to win mentality. Yeah, I've got that. Yeah, I want us to do well in the competition. Yeah, I want to get in the next stage in the last 16. But if we don't, we get Europa League. I'd take last. But if we don't, and we go out, it is what it is. But next year we go again if we get there. There's hindsight's a wonderful thing, but here. He would have come in handy now. And goal from Ronald as well, not for Newcastle Fans TV. No matter what happens in the Champions League, we're all proud of the lads. Ronald, kind words. Right. Absolutely right. Totally agree. And even Leslie agree. Big up to you, Kieran, my guy. Nice to see you all this evening. Kieran, welcome to the chat, mate. And you're welcome at any time. We've got a good set of chatters in here, good sets of guests on as well. So big up to Kieran there. When you look back on the season, the PSG will be a big highlight as well. Big up to Max, the big Bournemouth fan. Just smash the like button, mate. Hope you're doing well, mate. Max and UTCIAD is TC up the chairs in all departments. AFC Bournemouth fans channel with Craig. Big up Max and big up Craig as well. Do check out Craig's channel. He did an interview with me as well outside the pub, which I'm not going to mention, but he used my mic and he interviewed me. So check it out as well, people. Please check it out. But Stephen, Dortmund, we lost twice. If you cannot win at home and you cannot do them away, but you know what? If you had stronger players in, I think you would have won that game. We wouldn't look at St James's, but again, Julian missed a big chance, by the way, and that should have been in no matter what.
Well, that first game, as you know, I went. I don't know if you've seen my video on my YouTube channel. I have done a little video on the video I done of the match night. It was very wet. I was sat in just below the Platinum Club seats, even though it's the Platinum Club lounge I was going into. Mm-hmm. It was really wet, really wet. It was. I could hardly do any videos because I didn't have a waterproof cover for my phone. Even though my phone's waterproof, it wasn't perfect. Wasn't taking any chances. So I did a couple of videos, trying them warming up, and I did the war flags when they came out, and seeing the fans and the players was brilliant. It was an absolute fantastic atmosphere. And like I say, I have not been up to St James Park since back in this new era. I haven't been there for donkey's years. I'd only ever seen them away. But the game, I we played really well. I think we were just so unlucky not to get a ball in the net. And when Gordon came off the crossbar, it was unbelievable. It was just right towards the end. And I seen it. I was stood literally, I'm sat literally in line with the nets, and to see, just before, to the goal area, and to see that ball hit the bar and come back, I was like, come on, what do we need to do to score? But yeah, I think we played well. We were unlucky to lose 1-0, but Dortmund on the night, same as the other night, they were just awesome. They were really good, and they knew how to close us down, and they knew what they were doing. And like I said, we've got 2 games left to go now to get some points.
Yeah.
With the squad we got at the moment, I think it's going to be hard. If we can get the players back, then PSG is going to be a very hard game. But can we pick up points against AC Milan? Can we get the points there to get us 3rd place? That's what we need, minimum.
Yeah.
That'll be.
Yeah, totally agree. Ghost comments are grabbing me on it as well. Is it true we can't vote in this Premier League about loaning from sister club? That cannot be true, surely. Well, we're after Ruben Neves. And I tell you what, if it goes against us and getting Ruben Neves or any place in the Saudi, then I'm sure the lawyers would be on to hand as well. I won't say too much on it anyway. You're welcome.
I thought every club got a vote in that. Is that something new?
Yeah, if you got to get 14, they have to get 14 to reject it. But
but surely we get a vote, right? Has that been someone come out and said we don't get a vote? Because that surely seems suspect.
Yeah, that is crazy, man. That is absolutely crazy. I think we should get a vote, but I can't see it. I can't see us voting because we want to put it out there. It's down to the clubs. But for me, I think, like I said many a time now, you can't stop clubs and buying a player or loaning a player. Do you know what I mean? You're stopping the trade. Can't do it. Do you know what I mean? But let's got something interesting as well. Hardly seen feasible, Ronald. Surely then they have to ban the clubs, affiliated teams then. Yep.
Yeah.
Cracking guess. He is brilliant yesterday, Craig. Big up to Craig, by the way. I agree, Les, but it's doing the rounds. And if it's true, lawsuit is in coming as well.
100%, yeah.
I tell you, that's going to happen. So for the Premier League, needs to be thinking about this carefully, because if they get it wrong and stop us from trading, then the Premier League don't want to go to court over this. They don't want to be embarrassed. No. Do you know what I mean? But they've got to do the right thing and just say, look, we want Ruben Neves or any player in the Saudis, go and get them in. It's as simple as that. It works in Leipzig, and it was at Leipzig and Salzburg. And it works with Rockford and Udinese. But when it comes to Newcastle, it's us again.
They've always used, for years and years, have always used as a team what we call like a farm team. Yeah? Where players can pull players from on loan or whatever. Even though they're not owned maybe by the same people, but they've always had teams where they used to farm thing. Liverpool used to say Crew would always give Liverpool first choice on players before anyone else. Because Crew used to survive off Liverpool.
Yeah.
What was his name? Garibaldi, whatever his name was, Gabardini was the manager there. Right? For donkey's years, he was there for a long, long time. One of the longest serving managers other than Wenger and Ferguson. And he was there for donkey's years. But Liverpool used to be their bread and butter.
Yeah. Every time. All 20 clubs gets a vote, as far as I know. Someone mentioned last night that 8 clubs are opposing the rule change. I've not read anything saying that, though. So if that is true, and they don't want to do it, then I can see Newcastle going to appeal against it. It's as simple as that. Yeah, Daryl Grady, yes, he's a legend of Crew, by the way, but is he still longer with us, or I don't think he is any longer with us now?
I don't know. But, I haven't heard his name for a while.
I know it's been a while, but he was magnificent. He gets them up, gets them down again, and they would never, ever sack him. Simple as that. But he was really good for Crew. He's a legend as well. Go back on the 2 games, PSG and Milan, Paul, can you see Newcastle? Can you see us doing it?
We will win both games. We will. PSG, I'm sorry, they are bang under it. Honestly, they were really poor against AC Milan, I thought. And I just think they're so again.
Still won 3-0 though. Still won 3-0 though, Paul. Sorry to cut in. They won 3-0. But go on.
I don't know. I just think there's too much. There's just so much pressure on those players when it comes to Champions League in particular. I just can't see us not getting a result there. And I think we will beat AC Milan at home, and then it will just be based off what happens with the other people picking up points. I truly believe we'll have 6 points out of those two games. I'm not being arrogant. I just think that, PSG just underestimated us, and I think they will again. I really think
not with the squad we got at the moment. Though.
Yeah. Hopefully, we have some players back. Yeah, hopefully this is with hindsight that we have Isaac back, and we have a few players back. That is obviously if it's the Bournemouth lineup, then we're not winning. Obviously, sadly, but yeah.
Absolutely. Well, that's far. I'll go ask Steve in a minute. Fortunately, guys have to agree to the change the rules. Meanwhile, every other club gets to sell Deadwood off to Saudi League.
Oh, yeah.
Not surprised. And also as well, Kay Grendel as well, actually, Tom to agree. And I'm sure Daryl G was involved in some dodgy scandals, reputation ruined now. Not heard about that one, Foxy, at all, but I'll definitely look into it as well at some stage. I still question how can they change the rules mid-season. Les, I'm going to have to agree. If anything, it should be done in the summer, not now. But why now?
100%.
So, Stephen, can you see Newcastle beating PSG and Milan?
Only if we get the squad back that we had when we played PSG originally. I can't see us doing anything without at least 6 of our players back. Because the squad we got at the moment, there's no way. No way. We couldn't beat Bournemouth. If we can't beat Bournemouth, we're not going to beat PSG. And Bournemouth, the only time we have lost to them in the Premier League was when Eddie Howe was actually their manager.
Yeah. 4-1, I believe. 4-1 at the Vitality. 4-1. 4-1.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, we when it comes down to it, we've only ever played them 16 times in our history. Right? Even though Bournemouth's been around since 1899. Yeah.
Wow.
So twice in the old Division 2 and a couple of cup games. It's unbelievable. But we've had the better of them.
Crazy, isn't it? Going under the radar. And I think Guy made a great point as well, that it will be the sponsorship rules change if passed. That will cause a legal challenge. Good luck with that, Premier League. You're not going to win that for whatsoever. It is a joke. They don't like Newcastle. They really do not like Newcastle. You know what I mean? They don't want to upset the Big Six. You know what I mean? But one of these days, we're going to win a title. And I tell you what, they're going to have to expect us as well. As also rules is consistent in stopping other clubs loaning players to affiliated clubs, then I'm fine with the rule change. Chelsea making Strasbourg better than they should be. Forest Olympus. Exactly. Yeah. So if we don't get it, they should be banned as well. Simple as that. Yeah. And there will be a legal challenge as well. Good luck, Premier League. There you go. Right, I think you wrap up the show there, guys, because you've gone through a lot as well. And for me, I think if we get a draw PSG, we've got a great chance. You know what I mean? And the group is still wide open, by the way, so it's not all and done yet. But if we lose, then Milan must not win against Dortmund. Otherwise, we'll be going home. But listen, so it's been a great show tonight. I've guessed as well. What do you, Stephen? Where can I find you, man?
Basically, all my social medias are Rock the Tune. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
Fantastic stuff. Fantastic. And Paul, we find you on Twitter, Blank Canvas PC, and the link is in the description as well. And thank you, Gary. thank you so much indeed again. And thank you for Les as well, for coming in as well as always. Thank you, Leslie. And hope to be back either tomorrow or Wednesday. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I should think of something to do. Excuse me. And you know what it is, right? I mean, it's just a great show tonight because it's the international break has taken effect as of now for the next just under 2 weeks. And back some content to keep your eyes open for that as well. And thanks for George for coming in here. It's a great show. Thank you, George. Thank you, Les. Thank you, KG. And I do appreciate that as well. If you like the video, like what you watch, make sure you like and subscribe. And whatever you decide to do tonight, enjoy. And as always, it's up the mags and we the lads.